Calamera, welcome back to Geek Feng Shui. I'm your host and game master, Bob Sellers Jr. Shout out to our friends at Under Pressure Brewing in Golden Valley, South by Southeast in beautiful Pine Island. And our former friends that are still friends, but just not open anymore until they regroup and have new owners come in, Chaotic Brewing. But they shall return, we're hoping. But I put in a link and down the details about the Hot Passport if you want an interesting way to spend a weekend or a day traveling to visit different breweries. Many of them are listed. There's not all of them are in there. It's just the ones that kind of would like to get your attention. As one of the breweries we stopped at recently pointed out that those that are already kind of busy, as it were, and popular, opted not to list it there. So Under Pressure, amazingly enough, is not in there. So, but there are others around it, but doesn't mean you shouldn't stop in there. Pet friendly. In the Hot Passport, it tells you how pet friendly, whether it's partial or full or not at all. I use the Chaotic example where they serve food, so they have to have pets out in the patio. We talked to one of the brewers that we stopped at this last weekend, and he said sometimes it requires two entrances, one with pets, one without. It all depends upon the local rules and regulations, so check ahead of time if you decide to bring your pet lizard or whatever have you to. Check out my books at sellersjr.com, my overall website at geekfangshui.com, this channel, which we appreciate if you like, subscribe, setting the bell. Of course, commentary, which is moderated. Keep between the rails, people. I had a troll storm, so I no longer just allow willy-nilly commentary. And if you are coming here because you looked at the thumbnail and think there's other people here hosting, it's just me, myself, and I, the Three Stooges, or Musketeers, as the case may be. But yeah, trolls be trolls, even if they're not in World of Warcraft. So today we're going to explore the wonderful world of Path of Exile II. A friend at Chaotic that I met turned me out of the game, and I was reluctant at first, and kind of playing enough WoW lately that I wanted to go back and try something. And this game, to me, and I hate to use the term, is kind of a Diablo knockoff, in a sense that it has the look and feel of Diablo 4, but in my opinion, as well as others, it has advantages, one of which is that you don't have to keep paying for more expansions. It's free so far. Early access is on. I bought it for both the PC and the Xbox. I'm currently streaming from the Xbox, and I plan to do that. I have the PC version for testing out characters because I want to see how some characters play, and I think I'll go along with it here. And we'll start with my usual Gazoon type. I've already created the characters so they're at their starting point. I hope you enjoy. We'll see how this first video goes. One of the complications of the Xbox app, certain buttons I push will activate the app. So when you start out, you always start out on the riverbank. I have the volume turned down. We'll see how that plays out. Pun not intended. So far, I like the game. It is in early access, meaning that you get updates and there's going to be fixes and there's going to be things that don't work. But we'll see how things go here. Phone call, sorry about that. So we're back here. So what is a witch? Well, it's like a warlock necessarily. You have minions, necromancer. The neat thing about these characters is there's no one way to play them. I'm finding that if you're a little overwhelmed with the skills and whatnot, let's see if I can pull those up. You can see the passives. This reminds me a lot, and I mean a lot, of Assassin's Creed. And so for me, they don't have it yet. When you go to the character, you have your different settings for that. You have your specs. Your passive, you have your skills that you pick up gems as you go. We'll see a few of those as we go. You have the inventory, cosmetics you can buy. There's microtransactions from that, and you have quests, none of which I have right now. I verified some things that I thought wasn't sure if it was the same between the PC and the Xbox. It turns out it is.
I'm glad to see another living soul. The miller went off now. All those who drown would appreciate it if you could.
So you get your first weapon here. It's already equipped. She didn't have anything before, so now we have the shooting in here.
Oh, I'm going to like it here.
So it gives you tips of how you can evasion is important. This reminds me a lot of how Diablo 4 starts out, where you're working your way up, because all of the characters start in the same place. And there's mini bosses that are. There is a hardcore version on the PC. I have not seen that option on the Xbox. I don't plan on doing hardcore, because much like Diablo 4, it can turn you off. So now we have a scepter. So you might ask yourself, okay, with the scepter and the wand, you can have both of them. And what the scepter gives you is a skeletal warrior minion. And this is where you discover that you're a lot like a necromancer, as it were, in Diablo 4. Let's see if we have anything that we have. As you go, you see that it automatically raises them. You don't have to summon them, which is nice. I'm playing with the controller, because on the Xbox, as well as the PC version, you can do both. PC version, you can do keyboards. Xbox is all. And you have to watch your mana pools over on the left side is your life. You can see down below in the buttons, mana pots. You refill those when you get to town eventually here. If you die, you go back to a waypoint. So initially, until you get to a waypoint, that means you're back to the beach. You may say, well, I was kind of cheating. You already started playing. Well, yes and no. I don't want to look a complete idiot. And I'll show you some of the things I've learned. The funny thing is that because I have an account on the PC and an account on the Xbox, they're different. It's like World of Warcraft with the WoW and the WoW 2 accounts. They're different accounts. They're not the same. So I have different characters, and you can pick. And the way it looks like to me is you have the characters, and you can pick which server you want to be on for doing it, because they consider any out in the world to be an instance. So a skill gem is where you socket. So now I have a skill gem to do I believe it's lightning.
I welcome it. I just found my path to power.
Doesn't tell you what it is there, but You can see the mini map up on top. Tells you where the areas you're going through. When I went to play Diablo 4, I was using it as a way to break my WoW habit. So there's the first waypoint. And I almost went back to it, and I just had a friend at Chaotic that said you should check out Exile because he played it for years. And I've heard of other people that played it. I just took one look and I said, this is too much like Diablo 4. Well, it is and it isn't. To me, it's a kind of, what's the draw point to me is a combination of many games. I already referred to Assassin's Creed, Diablo. You can't really say World of Warcraft because that is a completely different play style, play graphic. This is a top-down, like Diablo 4 is. And I think I'm going to go back and reinstall Diablo 4. First time you run out of mana, it pauses the game. So now you notice the little plus sign down there. That means we have a passive skill. So this is where you can go and check and you can go to different, if somebody in one of the gaming videos out to start building a playlist, just because you have a tree for your character doesn't mean you can't pick from these other trees. So for example, current one that I have is, I don't know if I can go and pick, but you can go, eventually you can go through and pick, and that's kind of what I was getting at with Assassin's Creed. So you can pick different I don't know how many, it begins raising them. Another checkpoint. The checkpoints become crucial because of this guy. The bloated miller. You learn to kite him much like you would the original butcher. So what I tend to do with a character that doesn't have to be up in their face is I'll run around. Because he will pursue you. Let me heal up. Did I lose? There. There's two of them. He has a particularly nasty you end up doing is I run around and fight. Because he starts raising minions. You can see I have one life pot left. There, I killed him.
Impressive size, but little acuity. Dismal.
So, I'm gonna be careful here. Now, in your inventory, you have scrolls of wisdom. And what they're used to do is identify things that drop in your... So lightning resistance, boots. Don't have any boots. And this is a good augment an item, magic item. That's when you have so here we can go and do a let's upgrade our wand. So now it let's see what we did here. So I gave you 28% skill damage. I believe is what it added to that. Why this? So it must be because I put it, it must have to be in a certain hand. Now, one of the things that you run into is a choice of your weapon. So in this case, this is one firebolt, where this offers one more skeleton warrior. So you have to kind of pick and choose your poisons. This is a lot like the Necromancer in Diablo 4, where eventually you decide to pick if you want. So I think all of my skeletons are melee at the moment. By the way, when you first come in, there's a bridge to go to where we have to go to the quest. Until you assign your skills that you pick up, you can't cross the bridge. It took me a long time to figure that out. With the account, there's a common stash in towns, and you can buy, much like the guild bank, as it were, in World of Warcraft, you can buy extra tabs if you choose to. So when you're in an encampment, you're not out in the real, you're not in an instance. You'll run into other players. With the purchase of the Xbox, I can do cross-platform play with other people. So if you're on a PC and I'm on Xbox, I can play with you. Great a skill gem to grave.
There's a beast, a particular dark. Now, if you could.
A kind leader.
So
Hopefully he survives.
Monsters that
graving
die.
a skill
Unearth
gem.
is a
So
physical
right
area
now,
spell. If it kills a monster or hits a
Unearth.
corpse, it summons a short-lived bone minion. Skeletal Unearth. Enemies hit by bone cage will be pinned. If
I don't think we can
is
do
a
those
physical
down there
area
yet.
spell. If it kills a monster or hits a corpse, it summons a short-lived bone minion. Unearth is a physical area spell.
I'm sure there's going to be
Kills a
ways
monster
to.
Or hits a corpse, it summons a short-lived bone minion. Unearth is a physical area spell. If it kills a monster, in skeletal
Oh, it's great.
snipers
I
do
can't
high
wait.
damage but have low life.
So we'll do a skeletal
They can be
sniper.
commanded to fire an arrow of poison gas. The
And we can put this down. There. Not sure how that works, but we'll find out. I was getting at with the stash, you see these vendors, we'll go to the stash. These are other players here. So at the stash, you can put something in the stash. In hardcore, that's very important because you don't want to lose anything. We're not hardcore. And you can go to the vendor.
Welcome, violent stranger. If I don't got it,
There's two vendors. One is
you're lucky.
weapons, the other one is armor. So now we don't have a lot of money to do stuff anyway.
Bye then.
He's a devious.
Quest givers will have these little
Welcome to the
things
country
there.
of this big something. I fear this. Hello.
And this sells pots, potions, and the it tells you right now we don't have. We have 291. So what does our current
If you can. Yes.
so this is where you decide if you want to invest. So this is primarily would be for a mage. You can tell, oh yeah, if they're red if you can't buy it. So that might be worth it because it adds 11 to your mana. But we're going to, well, you can buy, apparently buy skills of wisdom. They drop all over the place.
Stay safe.
We will go up to Renegade
How can I help?
and take a look at what he has. This is the weapon vendor.
Go well. What have we got? Stick to the carrots.
You see them on your maps with the X's.
By decree
Proclamation.
of the Count of Ogum. 8.
These are the waypoints. So if you want to see where you're at, you can take waypoints. It's like the flight point in World of Warcraft. You can see the world. It's a big world. This is the well. So when you come back to town, if you're low on your pots, you click on that and it refreshes everything. So going back to that, sometimes if you go over to here, this is a life flask. So it gives you one more. So the advantage there is lesser life flask versus dense. which has some magic attribute to it. So now, when you come out, we're going to go into a new instance. So when you go out to the real world, those instances are whatever server. I believe the character state, you just pick whatever server. You got a checkpoint. Yeah, that's how you travel from place to place. You got to watch your life, Paul. Some of these things cast a thing on your feet. The radial menu they're talking about is this, where you hold the button down. The problem is out in the field, there isn't some things you can and can't do. And this is where I was curious if that was because of the Xbox app versus. So here's a scroll of wisdom. So you pick those up, they drop. We'll pick up our next checkpoint. Now we'll go look at them. So I can't open my inventory. So what I'm going to do is go back to town. Since we're this close. I think I use the waypoint. We'll go look at the skill gem.
Monsters that unearth is a physical area spell. If it kills, skeletal warriors have high defense but don't do much damage.
Oh, you set your menu count, so if I do this 0. All right. There's football games on. Oh, that must be how I raise the sniper. I get it. I've created a character of each class, so I'll try to. I got my thumbnails already this time, so get my videos. I still plan to do WoW videos, and I will do some. It auto targets. So these wolves come in packs, so it's better to have them come at you one at a time. You can see how the world so dark sometimes I can't tell. Oh, we died. I didn't move fast enough. But when you resurrect at the start of it, you get your pots are all back filled up. The vile hags you got to back away from because they let's go. That means we've dinged up a level. We'll find out next time we go to town. I'd hate to go back to town over and over again, but I want to find out what that meant, since this is our first time learning. So we have a passive available. See what our inventory is. We got nothing here. You can see how they regenerate. So now I do want to go because the vestments, this is what I was talking about. You can't open your inventory in some places. You have to go back to town to do it. For whatever reason. I'll figure it out eventually. So we don't have, it's unidentified until we, there, we get some good beer. And if you re-equip, they're of course empty, so I'm just organizing my, so I want to come back to, well, I'm 7 minutes. Oh, I should show you while we're here what's in the store. We're level 3. So microtransaction shop. You can get early access, support packs, dash tabs, armor sets. This is a lot like Assassin's Creed. I don't know how many characters you can have. Legion Commander. But you have to buy gold in order to do that. I don't know. So I have 300. That's not gold, it's when you get the early access, depending on which package you want with. So for 30, I can get extra characters. I don't know what the max is. I'm not going to go overboard by getting it on WoW. But you can get stash tabs for specific things. You can do a wish list. I don't know how much it is to buy more. It might have to be done on the website. But they're microtransactions, much like, and you have to have those to support your development. Just do. People are not happy with them. But in the gaming world, that's how they the stash is usable. Oh, I got killed by So these are what are called the bugs. So we will go to home here. Guess what we'll do. So what I'll do is I'll exit. This and restart it. We will come back. There, it's early release, so there's bugs. So back here. Back to the checkpoint. So yeah, that's. Again, I'm playing remotely from the. File imps are usually signs that it is. See, I don't know what. See, they're all red, so I don't know why. Oh, you can do town portals. So if I wanted to do that, that's a way I would get. Maybe it was trying to tell me something. Currently, I believe it's 6 character races you play. There's 2 more coming. The monk and the warrior are the melee classes. Not that a witch couldn't be. And Diablo 4, I think, was the same way. The maps kind of regenerate. So now we have a waypoint and a checkpoint. So this is a sub-dungeon, much like they had in Diablo 4, I think.
A descent into darkness.
Oh no,
I wouldn't
you can go
have
right to
it any other
Clearfell.
way.
Interesting. I had not done one of these before when I was doing my testing. So these are like mini dungeons. I think green means I'm poisoned. These are larvae. So in essence, this is a lot like Diablo 4, and it's, you know, what's funny is when you start to see if this lets me. It does. Interesting. So in this case, I put that in my stash for a future for my warrior. So this grants 1 level skeleton warrior. This grants 2, so we want to do that. Oops. And a nightclub, 2-handed mace. More for a warrior. This is where you want to balance how you do your inventory. So I'll keep that and sell it later. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please like. I tend to like videos. There's only been one in my entire experience that I did not like and actually sent a complaint into YouTube. So now we'll identify this. So again, this is something that perhaps a mage would use. In fact, let's go try Town Portal TPs. Apparently you have unlimited numbers of them. Well, this is a lot like Diablo. So we'll stash that. The reason I'm not selling them is because that one I can sell. So yeah, I'm liking this game. The more I get into it, I mean, I was dubious, I will be honest, because I took one look and I said, this is a, and I use the term ripoff because it's the way I saw things at the time of
Guess I can help move that for you.
So I don't think.
Guess I can help move that for you.
Oh, this is where the clothing is. Random body armor. Random belt. I'm going to save. So this is where you come down to refill the well. But bro, it's looking on the weight. There's a checkpoint. So what I'm trying to do is make sure I clear the whole map. And I think there's a way to get the map to come up. Still learning all the controls. But we gotta pass it. Got a bow. Twig focus. Exactly sure what those are. Bows are used for characters that can shoot. I think the ranger is their version of a hunter. And it's quite possible other character class, this one included, could be usable maybe. Doubt it. I don't think it would. I think it was red.
What a pretty worm.
This is the boss. I'm not ready for him. Clearly. Once you're fighting him, you can't get out of here. Good news is, well, I died. Now we have this bugaboo. So in order to fix this, back. I don't know if that's because I'm playing remotely. Now we're back. So we know we got to face this boss. We're going to watch our map, but that's what happened last time.
The tail. The raven always has smarts to wear.
Apparently I can't wear the prize level 5. That would be for a warrior. Flask. Sure. We'll go black to clear fill here. Could have done a so each of these are must be instances on a particular server. Learning the difference between a waypoint. It's going to take time to get used to how this game plays stuff, but first we'll go to the stash. We know we're highlighting it, so we're I don't necessarily. I'm going to put this in the stash for now. So I know.
Monsters that die while infected with contagion will spread the infection to nearby enemies. The damage of a contagion.
This is where you start assigning them. Install the town portal. This is the top. They have not.
It's not time to kill them all. Yet.
Yes? Take a punt. You know you want to. Welcome, violence, if I don't got it.
I'm going to buy a. So in order to get a scroll of identify, I think I have to go to Arena.
Yes.
Stacks. So this is where I would
Oh, I like this one.
so you can stack scrolls. So apparently, oops. I'm going to go here, so that gives us 8.
Ah, final. Now, this won't cover our debt to you. Not me.
So here's the cell. And what I do point out is that that was a light, dense life flask. That's why.
Go well.
Living, I misread that. So we have to do these a chain. So I'm going to come down here.
Sorry, I was just.
And buy better.
I hope it brings you good fortune.
Actually, I'll sell the.
Another for my collection.
Because now, as you get into the, I have more metal. You only have 5 before. So that kind of is a touch on this. What we're going to do is keep going here for a little while. I do like this better than Diablo 4. I'll say that I'm impressed. Not that Diablo 4 was bad. Should probably go finish the. Oh, this is reset now. Doesn't look like it. So you see it has mana regen as part of the pot. Ah, dang it, I hit the life pot now, so now it worked. Let's try that again. I didn't realize the guy was a boss of sorts. Where Pays didn't know how to identify things faster. Scrolls of Wisdoms do drop relatively quick. So let's see what we got in our inventory here. Nothing of real interest. May have cleared out all of this. And Diablo 4 had a lot of these little, I call them wormholes, little mini dungeons that you go into. That was a blast. I didn't look if we dropped anything. And yeah, I know I have to get used to it. I also have to get used to monitoring. Mama nah. So I think we've cleared out That was the guy that killed me before.
I think not.
Oh, this is the don't have room, apparently. Splintered shield, rattle scepter. So I wonder if we do a town. If we can come back. No. I'm putting these in here. So I'm going to sell them.
Why, look, it's our local hero. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but cheers. Bye then.
Now we'll go see if those will still be there. I think that's the trick, because this is how they did it in Diablo 4, is you'd have a treasure chest and a boss for each of these little wormholes. There's Crystal right there, and that's going to teleport him. Oh, Clearfield is not the town. I was thinking Clearfield was the. This is the area we're in. And Clearfield, I want Clearfield encampment, so that must be the next town over there. Supposedly I Canada East. I don't know. I think my characters can be wherever they are. I could be wrong. So this basically is the same thing.
The hero. Sure,
Sell
I'll
that.
take it off your hands. Remember us when you're famous, eh?
And I think that'll do for the first video, because this could go on for quite a while. I don't want to have too long a video, but that's the introduction to Path of Exiles as played on the Xbox. So, as we said coming in, check out our friends at Under Pressure Brewing in Golden Valley, Minnesota. South by Southeast of beautiful Pine Island, in our former brewery in town, which hopefully will be reorganized and purchased and reopened. Kinda good. But check out for breweries in your area. Down below in the description is a hop passport, which would give you a guide to breweries in the area. And if you buy the passport, you can get a buy one, get one free and a stamp. And then the first one to fill all of the brewery stamps gets a money prize, $1,200 I think in Minnesota, and about 100 to 150 in North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa. So you have far fewer breweries listed in there. There are other breweries outside, like Under Pressure, apparently my wife and I were just looking up, is not listed there. And one of the other brewers explained that if they're already busy and well known, they don't tend to. The hop passport is kind of like vessel, I guess, to get people in the door. And once they decide that they don't need that anymore, they don't list themselves, which doesn't mean that they're still not around. But Under Pressure has a great Dark Ages theme. It's pet friendly. In the state of Minnesota, at least, if you serve food, you can't have pets inside. But they do not serve food. You can bring food, have food delivered. There's a myriad amount of options around that area, as many of these other ones. And the hop passport will tell you how pet friendly a particular instance is. So you can check that out and take advantage. Check out my books at sellersjr.com, my overall website, geekfengshui.com, and of course, this channel, which we appreciate if you like, subscribe, and sending of the bell. Commentary is moderated. I had a troll storm where they tried to abuse that, so I moderate if it's between the rails. At this point, I enjoy constructive criticism, not destructive. And for the trolls that come here because of my thumbnails, that's on you. I make sure that I list what game it's for, whether it's Path of Exiles or World of Warcraft or any other ones that I might be doing. Pay attention to, as well as to the video description, because yes, clickbait is part of YouTube, but there is good and bad clickbait. The proper clickbait is what brings you to what you expect to see. Bad clickbait is the exact opposite of that, which is not what I do. So please like the video. I tend to like it, videos I watch. Again, in my experience, there's only been one I didn't. I admire an amount of reasons for that, but I won't go into. But yeah, it shows each creator, and if you think you can do a better job, please do it. Drop me a line, let me know, and I'll take a look, and I'll let you know what I think. Have a good one. See you in the next video. Please like, subscribe, set the bell. Comment if you dare.